Welcome to this video where you will learn how to automate Microsoft Dynamics 365 application with Avo Assure. As you advance through this learning, you will be able to identify the process flow to automate the order-to-cash flow in MS Dynamics applications with Avo Assure. Determine the steps to using the element identifier feature of Avo Assure to prioritize an element attribute during execution. List the best practices for automating MS Dynamics applications with Avo Assure. Let's learn about a scenario that is being automated. For this demo, let's automate MS Dynamics 365 finance and operations flow. Before diving in, let's familiarize with the basic interface of the same. The table elements of MS Dynamics application consist of two parts. The upper half of the screen is the header, where commands for the actions are provided. The bottom half of the screen is the output. This is where the fetched output of the list of selected sales order records is displayed, providing a history of all the sales orders created along with the status of the products. In this use case, let's automate the process of creating sales orders by creating invoices. These invoices will include the creation of sales orders and invoice generation for the selected all sales orders table. Let's now look at the 9 steps of the process flow to be automated. IT starts with sales order creation by entering customer details into the system. The second step is sales order line entry, where the details of the products, quantities, and prices are defined. The third step is sale order confirmation, where the order gets reviewed and confirmed after all the information is validated for further approval of the order for processing. Then comes picking process, where the outline list items are picked from inventory and they are prepared for shipment. Fifth steps is picking list registration, where user confirms the pick status and the system updates at the inventory levels. The sixth step is packing process. As the name indicates, in this step, the packed items are grouped and a packing slip is created detailing the items being shipped. The seventh step is sales order verification, where the user verifies the sales order to ensure accurate inventory adjustments and correct details before invoicing. The next or eighth step is invoice generation, where the system generates an invoice based on the sales order. The final step is invoice verification, where the invoice is checked, order confirmed, and marked as completed, and the payment is initiated to complete the O2C process. Let's watch a demo to explore the step-by-step automation of the MS Dynamics process we just learned about using Avo Assure. Start by clicking on the plus icon alongside the project section for creating a project in Avo Assure. Name the project as MS Dynamics Automation and enter a description of the project for this scenario. Click on the Create button to create the project. Navigate to the element repository through Design Studio of landing page. Click the plus icon on the left pane and select the option Create New Folder to create a folder. Rename the created folder with an appropriate name as a best practice. Let's name the folder for this scenario as Order to Cash Flow. Click Create Repository button and then select Web as application type from the list to create element repository for web-based AUT. Users can select other options from the list based on the AUT they are working with. Alternatively, users can also click the ellipses across the created folder, hover the mouse on Create Repository option and select Web as application, or press a shortcut Shift+E+W on keyboard to create an element repository for web application. Let's name the repository as Sales Order Creation to store the elements from the AUT. Similarly, create all the element repository required for this project. Click the Capture Elements button from the center of the Element Repository workspace and select a browser from the options. For this scenario, let's select Microsoft Edge and select Capture from the Select Browser pop-up. This launches the Avo Assure Client Capture window to display the captured elements from the AUT. Paste the AUT's URL in the Enter URL field as step 1 and click on the Navigate button on the Avo Assure Client window to launch it in the application. Next, select the Manual Radio button as Capture Type from the Capture Element option as step 2. This enables manually capturing the elements upon clicking the AUT's element. This method provides full control on the capturing process, allowing only to capture the required elements. Users may also select Visible to instruct the client to auto-capture all the visible elements on the screen of the AUT. All to instruct the client to auto-capture all the visible as well as hidden elements of the AUT. Upon selecting Visible and All Capture method, users can use Capture Type dropdown to specify capturing a particular type of element, like a text box, table, actionable visible elements, etc., from the AUT. Similarly, when selecting Manual method, users can select wait time using the Delay dropdown to set a custom wait time before element capturing begins. Using this feature is particularly suggested when dealing with transient UI elements like pop-ups that disappear on interaction. So adding wait time prepares the AUT state, such as triggering a pop-up and capture elements without disruption. Once the capture method is selected, click on the capture button. Upon clicking the capture button, the state of capture button changes to stop button. This button is used to stop the capturing process. After clicking capture, click on the elements that need to be captured, following the navigation through the application in the same sequence as its manual done. This helps maintain logical order in capturing elements, aligned with the intended workflow. Click on the stop button once one element is captured. This stops the capturing and display the captured elements on the Avo Capture window. Along with the captured element name, the identifies properties and attributes